In this video we are going to discuss about rotation about a moving axis. Till now we have discussed problems on axis being fixed. Here we have a moving axis. We have to handle the moving axis. Now, analysis of motion, which includes both translational and rotation of a body, require two separate equations of motion for the body. One for translation, that is from the Newton's second law, that is F net is equal to m into a, and the other for rotation, that is tau is equal to I alpha. Analogous equations, both are Newton's second law equations. In addition to these equations, it is often required the relation between these two motions, that means a relation between the angular and the linear motions, that is A is equal to alpha r, where A is the linear acceleration and alpha is the angular acceleration and r is the radius of rotation. To understand this concept, we take a simple example. A string is wrapped around a solid cylinder. This is a cylinder. The cylinder is a two-dimensional figure, if you can draw the cylinder like this, and then the end of the string, and then the end of the string is held stationary while the cylinder is released from rest. So the cylinder at first was here, now the string was released, so the cylinder falls downwards, cylinder is released from rest. Find the acceleration of the cylinder and tension in the string. Now the tension in the string can be represented like this, T. Now we take the mass of the cylinder, M, to be the mass of cylinder. Already mentioned in the diagram that R is the radius of cylinder, and we take that acceleration of the center of mass. Now take that to be A, so acceleration of center of mass of cylinder is A. We can also say that the linear acceleration of the cylinder is A. Now we have to write the equations, one for translational motion and one for the rotational motion. So first we are trying to write the equation for the translational motion. First, the equation for the translational motion. So now mg minus the tension force is equal to the acceleration downwards, that is A. So very simple equation, mg minus t is equal to ma. Now secondly, for the rotational motion, similar equation. What is the equation? That is the torque that is developed by the tension force. The torque that is developed by the tension force is T into R. T into R is equal to, we know that the mechanical torque is I alpha. So equating TR, or the torque acting in this case, with I alpha, we get the second equation for the rotational motion. And also I said in the previous case, in the theoretical part, that we have to know the relation between A and R, that is alpha is equal to A by R. We have to take this into consideration also while solving these types of problems. So you replace alpha by A by R. So T becomes IA by R square. So we have found out the value of the tension force. Now we have to solve the equations. If we take this to be number 1 and take this to be number 2, and try to solve the equation and find out the value of A. So you have to eliminate T in both the equations. So the simplest way is to replace the value of T in the first equation, that is IA by R square is equal to MA. Here there is one A, so we take the A's onto one side, that is MA plus IA by R square is equal to mg. A common from here, m plus I by R square is equal to mg, or A is equal to mg by m plus I by R square. Again what is the value of I here? That is 2 by 5 mr square. No, this is a cylinder, so half mr square, not a sphere. This is a cylinder, and the cylinder is rotating about an axis passing through the center. So the I, or the value of I, is half mr square. So replace I as half mr square in the equation. We get mg by m plus mr square by 2 by r square. So r square gets cancelled out, and it becomes 2g by 3. M gets cancelled, r square gets cancelled, so m by m plus mg by m by 2. So 3, yes, 2g by 3. The acceleration value is 2g by 3. And the second thing they have asked us to find is the tension in the string. So replace the value of A in the expression of tension, that is the second equation. T is equal to I by r square into A. So we write, instead of A, 2g by 3. Instead of A, we write 2g by 3. So value of tension comes out to be I means half mr square by r square into 2g by 3. So r square gets cancelled here, and so the value is mg by 3. So tension force is mg by 3. So this 2 and 2 cancels out. So the value of tension is mg by 3. Now the second problem, we have taken a disc of mass m. You can call this disc as a platform also, platform or table also, standing on the ground. A disc of mass capital M and a man of mass small m. This disc has a mass of capital M, and this is the man standing here of mass small m. Now the man starts to move around the center of the disc in a circle of radius r, smaller. This is the radius of the circle about which the man is walking. Velocity of circle of radius r with velocity v with respect to the disc. Calculate the angular velocity of the disc. Now this is a very important problem relating to the conservation of angular momentum. Now how to do this problem? That is, first we try to understand whether there is any torque acting on the body during rotation. Here we find that there is no torque acting about the axis of rotation of the disc. No torque is acting about the axis of rotation. This is the axis of rotation. There is no torque here. So we can write as no torque is acting about the solution, the axis of rotation. So the angular momentum of system. Now what are the components of the system? That is a disc plus man. The disc and the man. Disc plus man remains constant. Now initially the angular momentum of the disc and the man together was 0. Initially the angular momentum sum, that means both disc and man, was 0, is equal to 0. Now if we take the angular velocity of the disc to be omega. Now when the man starts to move, what is the velocity of the man? When the man starts to move, what is the velocity of the man with respect to the ground? They have stated in the question that the man starts to move with a velocity of v with respect to the disc, but to an observer standing on the ground, to an observer who is standing on the ground, the velocity of the man should be, so velocity of man with respect to ground, he will find him to move with two different velocities at the same time. One is the velocity v with which he moves with a radius of smaller, and also the angular velocity omega r. Now this is the rotational velocity of the man, and this is the velocity with which he is walking with a radius of smaller. Now these two velocities get added with each other because the man is moving in this direction, also the disk is also moving in this direction. So both the velocities gets added to each other, v plus omega. So the angular momentum of man, it will be m v plus omega r into r. mvr, we know the formula for the angular momentum of the man, that is mvr. Now this v must be equal to v plus omega r. The relative velocity will be v plus omega r. Now similarly we find out the angular momentum of disk. Now what was the angular momentum of disk? We all know that is I omega. So I of disk into omega. Now if as is a disk, we know that the angular or the momentum inertia of the disk rotating about an axis perpendicular to it is half mr square into omega. So from the conservation principle, we can equate the angular momentum before the rotation of the man was 0, and now it was m into v plus omega r into r, that is of the man, plus half mr square into omega. Now just one more step, that is we have to find out the value of omega from this equation. We find out mvr by mr square by 2, mr square by mr square by 2. So this is the value of angular velocity. Third problem. This is a small block of mass 4 kg. So the block mass is 4 kg block. This is attached to a cord which passes through a hole in the table. The cord passes downwards. This is a horizontal frictionless surface. This surface is frictionless. Surface is frictionless. So no friction is acting on the surface. Now the block is originally revolving in a circle of radius 0.5. The initial radius with which the block was rotating on the table was 0.5 meters. This is the initial radius about the hole. Now the tangential velocity was 4 meter per second initially. So these are the two initial values. Now the cord is then pulled slowly from below. Now the cord is pulled slowly from below. I am pulling the cord downwards with force. If I pull the pull the rope downwards, the radius with which this block was rotating gets shortened. So the shortening of the radius of the circle means the block will revolve. Now they have given the breaking stress or the breaking strength. Breaking strength is 600 newtons of the cord. This cord has a breaking stress or strength, as you can write it, is 600 newtons. Now what will be the radius, the new radius or r dash or new radius when the cord breaks? The problem is a little bit lengthy, but the solution is very, very small. So r dash, we have to find out the value of r dash, which is the new radius when the cord breaks. The breaking strength is 600 newtons. So the force acting on this block initially, you can write it, the tension force inwards and the centrifugal force acting outwards, that is mv square by r. So when the cord snaps, the tension force must be equal to 600, that means mv square by r, or other we can name this as v2. Okay, name this as v2. That means when the cord breaks, when cord breaks, the velocity of this block is v2. Now in the process of shortening of the cord, what happens? The angular momentum remains constant. So from the conservation of angular momentum, we can say that mv1r is equal to mv2r2. mv1r1, no sorry, you're taking it to be r. This is r is equal to 0.5. So mv1r is equal to mv2r2. You can take this to be r2. So r2 is the radius of when the cord breaks. So the m gets eliminated since m not equal to 0. So we replace the values like what is v1? 4. v1 was, this is v1 suppose, that is 4 meter per second into what was r, 0.5. Now v2 into r2. Now one more change we have to make, that is we have to make this also r2. So relation between v2 and r2 is 4 into 0.5 means 2. v2 r2. This is the second relation. This is the first relation. So this was the first relation. So we have to solve these two equations, and we can get the value of r as 0. Or r2, sorry, r2 as 0.2988. 0.29, the value of r2, the answer r2 is equal to 0.2988 meter, I suppose. Yes.